we are back. Well, if you've seen our previous episode, if you haven't yet, go ahead, check it out. And we are also getting closer and closer to our goal. We are still playing Blue-White in Standard. I think I haven't shown you the updated version of it, right? This is version 2.0 or something like that. I think I've only added an additional glass casket, if I'm not mistaken. So I now have 4 glass casket. I removed 4 opts. I took them all out and include 2 into the stories. How good is into the story with Dream Trawler? And there's potential there, and wanted to try it out. I also found this card, like, compared to an opt, that once you used it, it goes into the graveyard, you're done. This one serves you 2 purposes. It lets you draw your card up to 4 times. Once you hit your 4th counter, you have to sacrifice this card and you gain 4 life, which is somewhat crucial for this deck because you don't have a lot of life gain in this deck in the main board. So gaining 4 life is one option, or blink this with Yorion, and then you can start all over again until you reach your 4th counter, which will automatically sacrifice Maze Mine Tome, and you gain 4 life, which is really good. You can get a ton of value from this card alone compared to opt. And then I've added a second Elspeth Conqueror's Death. I think that's the last adjustment I did, and I add a second Dream Trawler because Dream Trawler turns out to be a really good win condition for this deck. Getting it once is really good. Getting it again, much better. We're still relying on Jawari Disruption for our early disruption. And if not, then it goes into your battlefield as a land. And that's basically it. Yeah. Let's bring it on. So we go first. We have enough cards for us to keep this opening hand. And we also play first, so yeah, let's keep it. My only other concern is, which is not really much, but I will have to fetch planes using Fabled Passage. Well, as much as possible. I don't want to, it's just that I have to. Otherwise, we are not going to be able to cast Glass Casket. Later on if we need to. My only other problem is, of course, we also won't be able to cast Jace, for example. Am I also... Ooh, cycling. Really now. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may have becomes a 3/3 flying. Okay. Whenever you cast non-creature spells. Sure. Yay, I now have what do we do? Let's just pass the turn. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may put a plus. Oh, well, yes, you can cast that. So we're fetching island, or we're fetching for an island. We will activate Maze Mind Tome one more time. And we will cast Glass Casket. And we pass a turn. A bound spell. I guess I can let that in. And then we can pass a turn. And that's the perfect time for us to cast Jawari Disruption. Thinking. Are we not? What is this card? Create. Oh, experimental overload. I guess that's fine. Okay. Mill 4 cards. Really now? Hmm. Well, one, I really wanted. You know what? Let's just draw a card. Draw a card, gain 4 life. Make sure our life is at around 18. We can cast the glass casket, targeting the token, and we pass a turn. Sure. What I'm planning to do now, well, I'm thinking of either cycling Shark Typhoon or actually casting it. Because the thing about cycling it, he can pretty much bounce it using Brazen Borrower. Chances that he is holding one of them is relatively high. So I'd rather cast it instead. However, if I choose to cast it, it getting countered is also relatively high. So, but if it went through, then that's good news. So I'm actually gonna test it out, but not until next turn. One more turn. I'm gonna be very patient. One more turn, and then I'm gonna cast it, because also I have enough mana to counter any possible scary spell that they may have. In case they have a counter spell for that, then I can also counter that. Or they're only holding a bunch of lands, which I doubt. There's one or two spells in there that make sense. One, for example, is so let's balance that riddle form. If it's really not going to be casting anything, then most likely he will use riddle form a few times. And yep, that's quite what they are trying to do. Now to force him, to do something, casting Brazen Borrower, I'm gonna make you... Yeah, as I've thought. Exactly what I thought. The cards that they have are mostly removals, which makes sense. Now, since we all know he doesn't have a lot in terms of countering our spells, then we know that he is probably holding one weak counter, probably, and then maybe one important spell that he is afraid to cast, and mostly burn spells. So yeah, what is this card doing? Return target creature, create a 1/1. Should we let that? Yeah, sure. I mean, he can mill us out for 4 if he wants to. I can probably counter that already if I want to. So, or I can still keep and hold on that neutralize. I'll just let him cast Merfolk and mill us for 4. And he did not attack. That's interesting. Well, let's cast Jace.
I can't resist a good. Must consider the consequences.
And
I need to protect as many people as. Where's the next puzzle?
Not exactly what we need, but we can draw that card. I can still play a land, so let's... Ooh! No more islands for me. And we pass a turn. So what is it exactly that he's trying to do? Tap? Sure. Yeah, sure. We can tap that. Well, this is where you turn something into something, right? Well, I guess we can let that. Might as well want to cast Merfolk Secret Keeper here. Oh, he got shot. So I'll take, what, 3? 4. I'll take 4. I'll be down to 14. Yeah, go ahead, cast it. Shock. Sure. Shock it. Use every single resources that you have.
Hopefully I helped.
And then attack Jace. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna let you kill Jace. Haha. Well, I now found an answer to riddle form. So, go to blockers. We'll block one of them. Just enough for Jace to survive.
clocked my illusion.
And pass the turn. I'll get... yeah. Alright. So, let's kill them all. Let's scry.
Knowledge is a
Ooh.
skeleton key.
Well, I like them both. So, with that, I'll keep it on top, both of them. I will now proceed to our next step, which is to finally deal with that riddle form. Then we can pass a turn. So they're casting their own Shark Typhoon. I guess that's one of the spells that I have to counter, unless our opponent has a counter spell, which they don't. And they finally conceded. Yay! Yeah, we can keep that. Seems like our opponent is a creature-based opponent. I think this is the black-red discard thing deck, I think. Not sure, so let's just wait for it. Bone Crusher. Scary. Another one. And we are still missing our land drop. Discard a card, sure. You need 5. Oh wow, this is amazing. I can only do so much with what I have. But if my deck continues to do this and not give me a land at all, then we are going to lose it. I'm going to lose this game. I was like 2 turns late for my 4th land. 2 turns late. So yeah, it's Croxa or Crossa. I don't know how you should pronounce that, but yeah, this is the card that I was thinking earlier, the one that just makes you discard. But anyway, he's got 2 creatures on the board now. Hello, deck. Anytime soon. Anytime now. Anytime now with a land. I was actually hoping for a land, but Banishing Light isn't so bad. It's just that it's not what I'm looking for. I really need a land. And because of that, because I badly need to get my 4th land,
I I've only
which my
scratched
deck
the surface of Zendikar's
continues to
mysteries.
not give to me. I am forced to cast Chase. Ignore the fact that I have Neutralize, which I can just go ahead and pass a turn and counter the next spell. But no, we're not going to do that. We're going to use Chase, draw a card using Jace, and still not
Just
get
what I
a
was
land.
looking for.
Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. No, I'm not. I'm not looking for another spell. I'm looking for a land. And I keep on missing my land drop. Now I'm gonna take 3. Actually, I'm gonna take 1. Oh, okay. What are you thinking? Just go ahead. Do it! Do it. Just do it.
Well, I'm utterly vexed.
Go ahead. Do it. What are you thinking? I mean, you can't cast this. You need to have at least 5. So no, you can't cast that. You can play a land, sure. And I finally got my 4th land. Finally. So what are we going to do with the 4th land? If I choose to destroy them now, I'm basically feeding Croxa so he can cast it again. So I have nothing to do anyway. So I'll give it another turn. Just one more turn. I'll give it another turn. Or should I just cast Shatter the Sky and let him do what he needs to do? Because one, he only has like 2 cards, 3 cards left. Oh yeah, you can cast that. You can now definitely cast Croxa if you want to. I don't think he's going to do that though, but sure, let's see. Let's see. Since he has 2 Croxa, he can choose to cast one of them from the graveyard. The graveyard... Oh, he got exactly 5, including the 2 Croxa. Okay. So I guess I'm just gonna go to cast Omen of the Sea. Not even sure what he's thinking about. It's the end of your turn. For 1. Ooh. Well. I can actually get them both. I can get them both. And I'm still not getting any land here. Well, although I chose to keep them both at the top anyway, but I'm not sure what's going on with my opponent. Okay. Well, my deck is now giving me lands. Maybe my deck finally heard my prayers that I keep on complaining. Why am I not getting my lands? And now I'm getting them. What to do next, though? I mean, I can cast Shatter the Sky. Let him cast Croxa again. You know what? Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's cast Shatter. Destroy all of them. One is gonna go to the... This one's gonna go to his library. This two will go to the graveyard. That is exactly 5. Yep, that's exactly 5. And then I can pass the turn. And then, yeah, you can cast Croxa. I want you to discard this card. Actually, I don't. It's just that, or maybe just discard Shatter this guy instead. Or maybe I shouldn't. Or maybe I shouldn't have done that. So we can take out Croxa. We can counter the next one, whatever that is. We're going to take 2. Yes, we are. I'm casting Omen instead. We don't need another Jawari. Probably don't need another land. But yeah, sure. Let's go get some lands. Yeah, sure, I'm gonna get that land. So why am I still trying to get some lands? So what I'm thinking is, I still want to keep that 3 mana open. Still want to keep that 3 mana open. So we're gonna continue taking that 2 damage while our opponent's still not doing anything on their end, because they probably want to cast Croxa here, or there's probably creature removals. The ones that they have in their hands. These are most likely creature removals. That's why they can't cast it. Or lands. So we're gonna draw another card here, which we already know that it's an island. And then we will cast Yorion on our turn. Why Orion? Because I wanted to take advantage of our tome. I want to remove the counter on our tome. So we'll refresh it and we got a new set. Well, like 4 turns again of drawing cards. So yeah. And also we got a couple of omens. So yeah. Why not, right? And why not get another land? Brazen Borrower. Do I need that? Not necessarily, but it's a good card to get, yeah. But I still need the land. Now, I think we have enough lands to keep an open mana of 3. Here's the thing. If I counter that, which I am about to, I was weighing my options if I allow Rankle Master. But the thing is, oh, and I am right. They do have a creature removal. Because I was like, if I allow Rankle Master, it has haste, it's gonna hit me in the face, and it's gonna make me discard, because that's one of the choices once they hit me in the face. So yeah, I'd rather counter that and leave him with Croxa instead. Now, the only problem that I have with Croxa is I am now vulnerable to it. I will take a hit from Croxa. But I have Dream Trawler first before the Croxa, which means I can hit him first in the face with Dream Trawler. And yeah, he's going to do it.
I'm a survivor.
I need to discard a non-land card. And that non-land card is Ondu. Because I don't want to destroy my enchantments and artifacts. So it's an easy choice. However, I still need to deal with Croxa. Otherwise, oh, how sad. Here's the dilemma that I got. Can I still cast this? Yeah, I can. And I can still target the Mire. I now have a blocker for Croxa, so oh, actually I can glass hit Croxa. I forgot it's not oh, I forgot. Croxa is only 2 mana to cast. I was so focused in its power and toughness, I didn't realize that Glass Casket can actually take him out. Now I'm probably gonna keep this this plains to my hand because well, in case they target Dream Trawler, I don't have to think about what card I should discard. So yeah, I'm keeping. Oh, and they've decided to quit. So let's try to do this a couple more times and then let's call it a day. Alright. Wow. I could almost keep it. You know what? Yeah, let's keep it. As if it's anything. I'm really gonna hope. If I play an island, I'm really hoping to get another land. If I do play Gerrard, I will be able to play spells. So let's just play Gerrard. Let's go to the safe side. We've decided to keep it anyway, as is. So might as well not take as many risks, because we are not going to get the card that we need. Maze Mine, so I'm gonna counter that now. Oh. I don't have my third land, to be honest. I really need to get my lands. I don't know what my opponent is planning to do. At the beginning of your combat, on your turn, choose a kind of counter at random that crystalline giant doesn't have on it. Hexproof whatsoever, blah blah blah, and then yeah, sure. Not hexproof? Really? Reach is your first choice. Amazing. Well, we have to scry for a plains. Of course, that is not a plains. Oh yeah, of course. You're not gonna get the plains. What I should have done is, instead of countering that, I should have just played Gerrard as a land. Well, I finally got my plains. Nothing to cast though, but we're getting there. Besides, our opponent isn't doing really anything special. At least, not yet. And at least, not anything scary with that crystalline giant. The only thing that I have to look for this card is the hexproof. If once he decided to choose, and let's say, yeah, once he decided to choose hexproof, then I can't target this anymore. He can still target his own card anyway. That's why I'm surprised that he chose Reach over hexproof. He's very confident. Maybe because he don't know that I have white. So now that he knows that I have white, he chose flying. Wow. That doesn't make any sense. Why shouldn't you just... Why didn't you just choose flying in the first place instead of reach? Doesn't make any sense. But that's his deck, and that's his card, so he can do whatever he wants with it. And let's use Banishing Light, since he still doesn't have Hexproof. And let's pass the turn. It's an interesting deck. A weird one at the same time. Not the usual mill decks that I encounter, or the aggro decks that I encounter. This one is a green-white deck that I haven't seen anything yet. If a creature would deal combat damage to Iron Scale Hydra, prevent that damage and put a +1/+1 counter on Iron Scale Hydra. Okay. That caught my attention. Somewhat. How? This is 5. Oh. Well, my opponent doesn't have an interesting deck. He also plays really slow. Would you look at that? Lands! Let's bounce that now. Now that is not good.
I'm bold as a brushway, so brace yourself.
You need to do something about
Beauty
that
lies in variation.
quickly. Huh. So what to do? He can produce 4 mana. Now he can't, so now is the best time for us to bounce that Vivian. Alright. Now we have enough. I do have I don't think I need another land. However, I think I need to take care of one of those beasts. And then we can pass the turn. If our opponent chooses not to cast anything, then we can just use Maze Mind Tome. But if they decide to cast Vivian, for example, then we're gonna counter it. The beast, the Hydra will let that in. Not the card that we wanted to see, but sure. So I'm gonna take 4. Let's draw a card. And then I guess another one. There you go. The perfect card. The card that you need when you needed it the most. Finally arrived. So let's cast it. What are we waiting for? And let's pass the turn. And we also still have enough mana to cast Neutralize in case they decided to cast Vivian again. Again, we will let this through because we don't have a way to deal with Vivian compared to this creature. We can deal with the Hydra. We can either Vanishing Light the Hydra or get us another Shatter the Sky. We are ready for that. Sure. Can't do anything about the goose. The goose can't kill us though. And suppose that our opponent doesn't have any creature with haste, so hopefully we survive.
I love making plans. Control without empathy.
Scry.
It's just cruelty. I have a lot to think
Gerrard.
about.
An interesting card to get. It is also Not something that we wanted to get at this point. So we'll put them both at the bottom. Maybe scry again.
Solving mysteries is my
Well,
specialty.
this one looks much better. I can get any one of them. So I'll go with, let's say, Shatter the Sky first. And then we can pass the turn. So if our opponent casts Iron Scale Hydra only, then maybe we can cast. Oh well, he did not. So maybe, moving forward, our opponent will be casting more creature spells, I guess. So let's try the sky. Let's scry first.
I see how all this connects now.
I can try. Maybe get another Shatter this guy, but yeah, let's keep it on. Right there, draw the land. Exile that. And let's pass the turn. Banishing Light. Sure. But who?
It's good to learn from your failures.
I guess that's fine. And we draw a card. And we go to our turn.
Every problem has a solution. day for an expedition.
Well, it's gonna go in.
Where's the next puzzle?
That's a little too late, but yeah, I can work with that. How to draw that card though without taking a hit is pretty much impossible, so we have to sacrifice Chase here.
Ah, here's a new piece to the puzzle.
And let's end the turn. So we will Banishing Light Iron Scale Hydra. We will Glass Cascade. Ooh, another Glass Cascade. It's not so bad. An Insurance. Another Jace. Not so bad either. And also another Glass Cascade. But maybe I'll take Jace, but moving forward we need a win condition to appear anytime soon, so we'll find our win condition here. That is so sad. So the target is going to be Yorion. Okay. Too bad. And it's time to go full aggro. Let's go, Brazen Borrower. Let's show them what we got. Not the planes.
I see how all this connects now.
Well, Elspeth isn't so bad either. So I'll keep them both. Let's attack first. Cast Shark Typhoon. And we now have a win condition. Do we have enough? Yeah, I have. Let's cast... No, I'm not sure. That's 5. Oh, because I already have a copy of this legendary in play. Isn't the... Is this the original? Sure, fine. Let's do this next turn. If that's hexproof, then no. First strike. But why? Why not hexproof?
Another answer, another riddle.
Why not hexproof? I still don't understand. Why not hexproof? Well, the good thing about this, Elspeth conquers death in my opponent's turn, is that he has a bunch of options, like any creature he wants, even the planeswalker.
Elemental cat dinosaurs? I love Ikoria.
But I think that's a little too late.
I'd like you to meet my friend, Stumpy.
The Great Henge, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put it... Sure. I mean... What else can you do about my army of sharks? I thought so. Keep it. Worst comes to worst, I have Jawari and Undo. It does have you know what? I'm gonna glass casket that. And pray that we get our pray that we get our third land, which we did not, so play that. We're turning all our spells into a land. Yes, I'm looking at you, Amelia. I'm gonna take that. And still not getting any lands. But at least our opponent. Sure. That is just 1 damage. I'm gonna take 1 down to 18. Opponent's still not casting anything, so I am now going to play this as a land. I'm gonna take 2. And we finally got our land. What do I want to do with this? If we get a third creature, I'm probably going to pull the trigger and cast Shatter this guy here. If our opponent does decide to cast a third creature. If they don't, then we'll continue to suffer. really don't want to cast anything. Yeah, I'll take that. Well, if you don't want to cast anything, then I will do this. And I'll pass a turn. I know you would. That's what you wanted me to do. Then you will begin to cast. Yep, I know you're going to do that. That's why I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to pass the turn. Return up to 2 creatures with converted mana cost 3 or less. But why are you not taking lures instead? Taking both of them. So I guess that's fine. That's your choice. Sure. Well, it's my turn. Another one. Sure. 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 Oh wow, I should have just countered that. I didn't know. Isn't it crazy that I get all of that? Oh, you got another lose. Well, I got another counter spell for you. Alright. I can block the Eidolon. I'm gonna take the Dream, the Archfiend. We have to work our way to get. And now we have our third island, finally. But Mystic Sanctuary is already in the graveyard. I can also cast Into the Story much cheaper. And hit you in the face. Well, I should have casted Birth of Melites earlier already, but well, my only plan is to survive anyway, so destroying your unit isn't so bad, sure. Ooh. Well, he decided not to attack, which means I now have the luxury of attacking him as much as I want. Getting another Dream Trawler isn't so bad, so let's go get another one. Should we cast our second Dream Trawler? Does black have a mass removal aside from white? I'm not that familiar with standard, so if I am going over, you know what, let's cast it. And let's go. And they finally decided to quit. Alright. We got that. Yeah, we can keep this. Although our opponent goes first, but we have the cards that we need early turns. So yeah, we'll keep it. Jeskai. Maybe yes, maybe no, but we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. So far we know that it's Jeskai. There's a fourth caller. Oh, a 4-caller Shrine deck. So this is where this ability costs 1 less to activate for each shrine. Tap target creature. Of all the shrines, this is the one that we shouldn't worry much about. Why? Because, well, not something that we should be worrying about. However, the next shrine that they are going to cast, that will be... Oh. So they are preparing to cast the next shrine. The fact that they are looking for more lands, more basic lands to get their color, most likely yes, they are. So this is a 5-color, 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 5-color shrine deck. That is really interesting. This is the one that I was talking about. Mystic Sanctuary is most likely coming into play tap most of the times, at least in this deck. Well, since you've decided to go that route without even considering that I may have a counterspell in my hand, well, that's what you get. And then I'm gonna pass the turn because one, I don't have another land, wherein I should have just played an area here instead. I should have just played an area, yeah. Sure, you can cast all your Iliad Caryatid. It's not like it's gonna affect me in any way, but sure. And let's cast Omen of the Sea at the end of his turn. Okay. So now we got a way to get our lands. But I'm still not gonna do it because I still have Neutralize here. And our opponent isn't really casting any threat. So we're gonna keep our guard up. Let them cast something scary like this one. And then that's when we start playing our cards. Yeah. Let's see. He has enough to counter. Let's see if he's going to counter. He will not. Now we're gonna take 2. Since our opponent only has 1 card left, I am... Yeah, let's just pass the turn. Oh, he has a 3rd one. Alright. Imagine that. He drew all 3 of them. What is this card doing exactly? At the beginning of your upkeep, you may search your library and or graveyard for shrine card and put it into the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. If an ability of another shrine you control triggers while you control 6 or more shrines, that ability triggers an additional time. Well, I may have to start scrying and finding a way to deal with that, because that's a scary card. How do you deal with that? So I need something like what? Either I need something that will bounce that, or because that's going to be scary. So I'll probably draw another card. Well, I didn't get a bounce spell, so I guess let's just cast Birth of Meletes, find the planes, play the planes, cast the last casket, take out one of the Caryatids, and pass a turn. That's pretty much it. That's as far as we can go. That's the best I can do with the cards that I have in my hand, and there you go. Now this is the part where my opponent will begin to take advantage of what I have. This one's really annoying. Drawing 3 cards. End the turn. That's crazy, isn't it? Well, that's as far as I can go. That's pretty annoying. That Sanctum of Calm Waters, pretty annoying. This guy's so lucky to have all 3 Sanctums. Because I've dealt with 2 of them. Who would have thought that he still have a 3rd one? This is so bad. Oh, wow. That's annoying, and I don't like that.